What's up, Shredlords? Welcome back. We'll be investigating today how to employ music math to create better solos and songs. Music math is a musician's version of a thought experiment. Training our minds in this way ensures that our playing stays fresh and interesting, and we can learn new things on our own. I want to move from the first degree of the G major scale to the second degree. I would also like to add a chord in between to spice up the transition. So here's the basic formula. First off, I would like to rearrange the elements such that the first degree is now at the end of the phrase. This allows me to take advantage of the home bass effect by landing on the root of the key that I'm playing in. Thus, we get this new configuration. The second degree of the major scale is either minor or a minor 7 by default, but we can substitute in a dominant 7 chord to create a perfect cadence between the second and first degree. So now the formula looks like this. The final question is what chord will synergize best with the dominant 7 chord? And in my opinion, I used another dominant 7 chord, but you can use minor 7, major 7, or diminished as well. Now that I've selected this chord, I want to use it and use trial and error, as the newcomer needs to train their ear to recognize when elements like these arpeggios resolve to each other. So the obvious choice, in my opinion, will be the E7 in the first inversion, which gives me now this final formula. Then all I have to do is repeat the process with the other chords so I can hear these other types of transitions, because there will be a minor 7 that sounds pretty cool, and you can keep doing this process over and over and over again. Let's move on to example 2. In this question, I'm jamming with the band, and they're grooving on an A major 7 chord. And in my mind, I'm thinking, which scale is going to synergize best for playing a cool bluesy run? Well, we might get a formula that looks something like this. We start by playing the chord as a vamp or a loop to determine the tension notes in the scale in relation to the chord being played. So if I'm playing A major 7, I would play the A major scale. When we do that, if we omit the first and fourth degree of the A major scale, that smooths out the tension, and thus we get the following note configuration, which is B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. There are 5 notes in this scale. Let's rearrange them by starting on the note E. By analyzing the step pattern of the scale, we see that it's the E major pentatonic scale, which makes the relative minor C sharp minor. So we can now play the C sharp minor pentatonic over A major 7. Or we can say that when we're playing an A major 7 chord, we can move up a major 3rd from the major 7 and play the minor pentatonic from that note. Piece of cake. I'm playing in the key of C major and I want to move to another key. Which keys can I move to? So we get a formula that looks something like this. You can pretty much move from one sound to any other sound. The trick is to make the transition work, and there's a lot of wiggle room in there for you to play with. So the first thing we need to determine is what kind of effect do we want to create with this movement? Wonder? Fear? Loneliness? This is where the training of your mind to be the source of inspiration becomes paramount. Do you know these sequences and arrangements of notes into scales and chords well enough to start to use them to create atmosphere and musical depth? In this instance, I want to create a mood of uplift, wonderment, and awe. So in this case, I would use modal interchange, and I would borrow from the system the chord bridging the gap between the two scale degrees and insert it into the sequence, giving me now this. Use the modal interchange chart and watch the video in the description box below for more information on how to create emotional movements by sneaking substitute chords into a diatonic sequence to create exciting and impactful music. The idea here is to start to come up with your own questions and then reason them out using music theory and music principles. It might seem like a tall order at the beginning, but like anything, over time it becomes an invaluable tool added to your musical toolbox. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you, and we'll see you in the next one.